know this is porn, drunk, boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moon. Shot himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo, mi gente. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you have in the side of heaven. God bless you all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this past weekend, David Benavidez performed for the first time in the 175-pound division and fought somebody his own size. And he ain't look like no monster. He sure ain't look like no monster. The formerly known as La Bandera Roja, currently known as the Mexican monster, the Ecuadorian monster, the Dominican monster. Yes, he's Dominican because his mama is half Ecuadorian, half Dominican. I don't understand why David Benavidez don't want to show love to the Dominican side of things. Huh? What happened? Huh? You don't like us, huh? Huh? You don't like a little Mangari? You don't like a little Bachata? You don't like Aventura, huh? You don't like Anthony Santos? You don't like Hoy Se Bebe? That's why you don't like it? But anyway, David Benavidez didn't look like no monster. David Benavidez did not look like no monster. The only monster he actually looked like was like Elmo from Sesame Street. Yeah, that was the type of monster that we saw this past weekend versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk. Man, I don't know how to pronounce his damn last name. What you gonna get a last name like that? Huh? Give him a nickname or something like that, man. I'm sounding like Flo Mayweather in the Breakfast Club. Huh? Can't in a hat, motherfucker. Huh? Also, David Benavidez, yeah, he didn't look like a monster, man. Finally, he ain't going to weight bully nobody, you know what I'm saying, in 175. Look more like Cookie Monster.
C is for cookie, that's good enough for me.
Cookie stand for C. Look like a Sesame Street monster. He ain't look like a real monster. But David Benavidez put some hands on Oleksandr. You know what I'm saying? He was doing a good job. But he was fighting somebody your own size. And of course, when we're looking at David Benavidez, the former 168 WBC champion of the world, we always gonna be looking at what he's doing, and then gonna be thinking about Canelo Alvarez, right? If he don't perform to the level of his expectation, we're gonna be like, well, Canelo Alvarez could beat him, right? Vice versa, right? If we look at Canelo Alvarez and he doesn't get people out of there, but then we see David Benavidez get somebody out of there, then we'd be like, yo, Canelo Alvarez gotta face David Benavidez. He's the biggest threat to Canelo Alvarez, right? And at the end of the day, I'm going to keep on saying it, that you cannot shame Canelo Alvarez for David Benavidez because it is a great fight, but it's not the mega icon fight like others in the past. All right? Like I said 1,000 times, this ain't on me. Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was pound for pound. Mayweather was pound for pound. Manny Pacquiao had legacy. Mayweather had legacy. Manny Pacquiao was the 8th Division World Champion, 5-time lineal, 12-time World Champion, the ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all. The goats. Manny Pacquiao had all of that. When they fought each other in the pound-for-pound list, it was Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Legacy versus legacy, pound for pound versus pound for pound, icon versus icon. Y'all be acting like Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez is just that, but it's not. Canelo Alvarez is the 4th Division World Champion, super middleweight undisputed. King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. David Benavidez is not a pound for pound. Only got one title. Doesn't have the resume. But of course, he was, other than Canelo Alvarez, we could honestly say he was the best 168-pound pounder. But also, David Benavidez should have been in 175 pounds a long time ago, especially when he got stripped by the WBC, and the WBC did him a favor and put him in the 175, and they placed him as the mandatory position to face Artur Beterbiev. Now I understand. Now I understand why Samson Lick was the promoter of David Benavidez, wrote that love letter to Mauricio Sudamon saying, no. Please, Mauricio, thank you very much. Thank you for, but we have to go back to 168, not Artur Beterbiev, please. 168, okay, 3 rankos. But Mauricio Sudamon, you don't want to fight a title, champion right there. We give you a chance. Champion right there. No. We go back to a elimination bout, but you got a champion. You rather go to the elimination bout? But that's what they did, though. When they went back down to the 168 for elimination bout, when they could have been in 175 3 years ago and fight for the strap. That's what happens when you wait around for Canelo Alvarez. You should have carved your own legacy a long time ago. Even though that David Benavidez is one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, one of the prestige, entertaining fighters in the sport of boxing, you know what I'm saying? Now he's walking into his prime. At least he didn't wait till he's like 30-something and stuff like that. But David Benavidez fighting Caleb Plant. Remember when he fought Caleb Plant, right? And we tried to gauge that performance with Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez, he became undisputed by being Caleb Plant and stopping Caleb Plant. When we see David Benavidez fight Caleb Plant, he looked like a monster back then. But Caleb Plant is a natural 168-pounder. And of course, his performance versus Demise Andre this past November, yeah, it was a good, but let's not forget that Demise Andre is not a pure 168-pounder. He just walked into the division that same year, early last year when he fought Jamal Nicholson. So yeah, he may look like a monster versus a guy that's significantly smaller than him. And then he moved up to his pure division because we already know they always show the picture when David Benavidez was un gordiflón, 250, 40 pounds. We all know that David Benavidez, you can see it in his body. He's a 175-pounder. He's a light heavyweight. But he did look smaller than the pure light heavyweight. But that's your competition right there. And he ain't look like a monster. Now, credit to David Benavidez. It was true that he did have, stitches. He got cut during sparring. He said he had an injury and stuff like that. But he still stepped inside the ring, and as a modern day warrior, modern day gladiators, he put his life on the line for pure entertainment. So, got to give it to David Benavidez for that. But he performed good. He just ain't like a monster. He threw everything in the kitchen sink, and we already saw that his stamina was not up to par. When a guy's taking on his shots, and I'm gonna tell you like this, he took every shot. I think that David Benavidez actually showed his whole repertoire versus Oleksandr Gvozdyk, whatever his last name is. And he couldn't get him out of there. He didn't even give him a nosebleed. The monster ain't even give him, he landed a lot of shots and still didn't even give him a nosebleed from the body to the top. Nothing. He ain't do nothing. He won the fight, but we're looking at this fight now, gauging him. Can you beat Dimitri Bivol like that? Can you beat Artur Beterbiev, the Terminator? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you like this. People got to slow down with the Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. Look, I still think that Canelo Alvarez is the favorite to win, but also Canelo Alvarez is declining just a little bit. Just a little bit. If I was Canelo Alvarez right now, right, if he's worried about David Benavidez and the 25, 30 pounds, rehydration in which he was mentioning leading up to his fight with Jaime Munguia, right? If he's worried about that and he see the cut, he got to pull up Gervonta Tank Davis and tell David Benavidez that, we're going to be fighting in August. You feel me? Get him when he's at highly disadvantaged. You wanted to fight me? We fighting in August. Now, we ain't fighting in September. We fighting in August. And then David Benavidez got to make his move. So he got a little scar right there, new stitches. He can't eat all he want to eat because he got to go right back into the gym. If I was Canelo Alvarez, this is why I strike. Because now David Benavidez just can't go and eat all he want to do and party and stuff like that. Because if the fight is in the last week of August, let's say if Canelo Alvarez want to fight in the last week of August and David Benavidez, look, we at June. David Benavidez just can't slack. Now, let's also not forget in this last performance, I said if there was going to be any upset, that was going to be probably the upset because he's moving up in weight. And we all saw that he wasn't highly dedicated 100%. Remember, he was kind of tomado, tú sabes. He was like, oh, my God. Give me interview. Give me Jeff Pacheco, very good, very nice, very right, very truly. He throw the jab, he throw the right, he throw the left, he throw the up, and then he got the way, and then he got it again. And I'm David Benavidez. Yes, yeah, I'm David. Yeah, I'm David Benavidez. Yeah, Pacheco, I'm for Pacheco, I'm in Florida, very good. You know what I'm saying? He was twisted, but we all got twisted like that, man. We all get twisted. But I think now, but I did not like the energy when David Benavidez said, "Well, we're looking at we'll look to go back down to 168. I can make 168 easy." No. What happened? Shit got too hot, It got too hot in the oven, It got too hot. No, you stay put in 175-pound division, all right? You stay put right there. You don't got to come back to the 168. What happened? It got a little hard, huh? You had everything in the kitchen sink, and you were like, damn, man, this guy ain't going to go down. It's almost like in Rocky. Remember Rocky's, my fault, Apollo's trainer? Remember Rocky 2? When he said, man, tell me the truth. He said, man, I seen you beat a guy up like I never seen you be like a man get beaten before. And the man kept coming after you. Now, we don't need a man like that in our lives. That was Oleksandr Volkovic, whatever his damn name is. Coño. Cambia ese nombre, ya. Ese nombre tan hediondo. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about the future David Benavidez in 175. And let me know, does he beat Beterbiev? Does he beat Bivol? Does he become undisputed in the light heavyweight division? But let me tell you like this, like I told y'all in the weekend, the biggest fight in the light heavyweight division, I'm going to tell you like right now, it's going to be David Benavidez versus Ben Whitaker. Remember what I said there? Remember, I called it. I called it a long time ago. Remember what I said? Shout out to Ben Whitaker, great performance this past weekend. The future mega fight. Ben Whitaker, the surgeon, the Cassius Clay of the UK versus La Bandera Roja, the Mexican monster, the Ecuadorian monster, the Dominican monster. But for now, with that performance,